What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Welcome, Facebook friends, those of you watching us on YouTube and on the Conscious Awakening Network and on Humanity's Team. We are kind of restarting the show over again. We had a little bit of a glitch get started, but welcome to the awakening world. And tonight it is all about manifesting. We are collaborating with the great Tangela and her soul searchers. And she's brought on all sorts of amazing soul searchers. And for those of you coming into the Zoom room, please mute yourselves. The new Zoom room link doesn't have automatic muting. We'll fix that for next week. But welcome, and welcome back all of our friends that have been with us in the Zoom room. It's been a really, we actually already did about the first hour of the show. And then we finally are live on Facebook. So for all you Facebookers, this is for you. And you know what we want to do? We want to invite you to actually join the Global Peace Tribe. It's really easy to do that. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com, kind of like right behind me, globalpeacetribe.com. And when you go to our website, that's where you're going to be able to learn all about us. We do 3 or 4 shows every week. And when you first come to the website, definitely make sure you put in your name and email address. You're going to get a great book called Activate Your Soul Tribe. And then what you want to do is you want to click register for the new season. Hey, guess what? The new season begins today. It's July 1st. And so we've got a wonderful new season just beginning. And as I say, we do 3 or 4 shows every week. On Wednesday night, we did an amazing show all about celebrating gay pride. And in addition to the wonderful presenters that we had a remarkable woman in her 70s now who has been an activist for 50 years. And it was beautiful hearing her stories, what she went through. She was put in prison for 4 years for a same-sex marriage. Anyway, that was Wednesday night's show. And when you register, you're not only going to get the links to all of our shows for the next 3 months, you'll also get the replays, the recordings of the shows that you've missed. And this is the show that we're doing right now, how to manifest in this new season. It's July 1st. It's the start of a new season. It's summer for us here in Northern Hemisphere. And of course, wintertime for those of you down under. And then tomorrow, we're going to have a special community conversation. We do that every month or two, where we kind of talk with you, and we're going to work with people tomorrow on what are your dreams, your mission for the next season of your life. That's why tonight it's all about how to manifest. Tomorrow, we're going to actually put the focus on those of you coming to the Zoom room to work on manifesting. So join the Global Peace Tribe. Join right now. You'll immediately get the Zoom room links. and you can come on into our show. And we got a lot of show left. We've still got 5 different presenters you're going to hear from, all experts on how to manifest. And we always have music on Saturday nights. And we just heard from a brand new musical artist. His name is Presence. And here's our co-host, Tangela. Tangela, I am so knocked out by Presence. Do you think you'd be willing to do another song for us right now?
Yes, I think he would. I mean, isn't he amazing? His music is so incredible, absolutely activating. And the lyrics, the sound, the frequency, all of it, it's just incredible. So, Presence, are you willing to grace us with one more song here?
Yes, we're back once again. Can you guys hear me still?
We're back. We hear you. You're awesome. Everybody's coming back into the Zoom room. Everything's good. And we are live on Facebook and on YouTube. Everybody's happy.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much for having me. And this next song is called Integrity. This is about keeping the promises that we make to ourselves, getting back on the path when we fall off, etc. So it's kind of about the manifestation tactics I was talking about before. So here it is. It's called Integrity.
Thank you.
I'ma live with integrity, yes. I'ma live with integrity, yes. Keeping the promises that I make to myself. Prioritize physical, mental, and spiritual health. When life gets rough, I'm rising above and never fear to be held. Since deep inside me is I calling and this calling be felt, yeah. Making the most of every single minute today, yeah. The power of presence awaken my essence, intentions they fade. A strong intention and emotion is the recipe for change. They must align with my actions and a passion is stay. I say, align with my actions, yes. And a passion it's stay. I won't run away. No, I won't be running from myself today. Running from myself today. 'Cause the real me is the only me I can escape. Oh yeah. So I'ma live with integrity. I'ma live with integrity. With integrity I say. Gotta get back on the path when I fall off. My mindset back on track, won't let it take too long, yeah. Stay present and meditate when it all seems wrong. Got to surrender to the curtain for it gets too strong, yes. My outer reality is a reflection of inner space. When I open up my heart, the world's a better place. I forgive myself and others for our past mistakes, so we can move past all the trauma into Jah embrace. We move past all the trauma into Jah embrace. So will I fit the mold of others' expectations? No. Or live a life of freedom and celebration? Will I paralyze myself with hesitation? Yeah. Or live a life of self-realization? I won't run away. No, I won't be running from myself today. Running from myself today. 'Cause the real me is the only me I can escape. Oh yeah. So I'ma live with integrity. Yes, I'ma live with integrity. With integrity, I say. Yes, thank you so much for tuning in. That song was called Integrity. Hope you guys are having a beautiful day so far.
Presence, I am loving your music, and I'm also really appreciating those lyrics. And your combination of just great riffing, you obviously are an amazing musical artist, but then to combine it with the words and the message. I've been doing this show, we've done over 500 shows, and every now and then there'll be a new artist or a new presenter that I haven't heard before. And I go, wow. And I want you to know you are a big wow for me. And we have amazing people like Cornflower and Kristen Hoffman and David Pamal and Meetin and Jaya Lakshmi and Jai Utal. These are all people that play on our show. And you're right up there in terms of your combination of skill and message and, may I say, presence.
Well, thank you, Scott. I really appreciate that. Thanks for having me on tonight. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
And a reminder, everybody, again, you can go and get his music. Learn all things Presence are on his website, which is Presence Music. And again, it's the Zen and Presence. So it's a Z instead of an S. It's PREZENCE, presencemusic.com. And would you be willing to stick around and do a closing song for us?
Yes, absolutely.
Fabulous. Well, thank you so much. And Tangela, you knocked it out of the park with this guy.
I know,
Wow.
he's really incredible. I was so excited that he was available to come on the show because, as you can see, feel, hear, his music, his frequency, vibration, the lyrics, all of it. And everyone just gets up and starts dancing.
Right, exactly. So thank you everybody for going out and coming back in. We are now live on Facebook. So I appreciate your helping us out there. I love our Global Peace Tribe and how they always come through. All right, Tangela, it's time for you to introduce one of your soul searchers.
Wonderful. Well, I am very excited to be introducing Jackie Laura Herod. And Laura has published her first international bestseller, The Little Book of Light Codes, in 2019, which is a unique and special collection of channeled light codes. And then she wrote her second book, which I'm holding right here, Light Codes for the Soul. And I think a lot of you guys saw her, doing the hand motions while the music was playing. And so when you look at the light codes for the soul book, it's this amazing light language that's coming through in written form. And each one is highly activating. This one that I just opened up to is actually about releasing relationships. And like I mentioned, I first came across her book in Mount Shasta, found it very powerful, and then was excited to meet her at the Conscious Life Expo. And also she has this wonderful Oracle deck to also go with the light codes so that, you're able to kind of take a look and pull a code and see what it means for you. So it's really powerful, the work that she's doing and sharing with the world, just sharing these light codes with us, this light language, this frequency and vibration. So I really am excited, Laura, to welcome you to the show, to hear more about your work and what you are doing and manifesting in the world and what manifesting means for you.
Well, thank you so much for that beautiful introduction. And I'm really thrilled to be here tonight. And manifesting is it's everything, isn't it? I mean, it's literally our life, everything that we do, we're manifesting. So a lot of what I'm trying to help people do is figure out how to be more conscious about what we're all manifesting, especially since we're moving into this new world. And we're posed with this great big question. Well, what's this world that we want to be creating? So gaining those different tactics and skills so that we can create what we actually want to have around in our lives is really, really prudent at this time. So I always love to start off with the fact that everything is energy. So that means that everything that we're kind of wanting to create in our lives starts fundamentally with energy. So anything that we can do to help us understand energy better is going to be useful when we're talking about learning how to manifest stuff. How do I personally manifest things? Well, it's definitely been an evolution. I think I started off with the list. Like, I think many of you probably have heard, well, if you want something, write it down. So for example, I wanted, I was living downtown Victoria on Vancouver Island, and I felt like I needed more space. So I wanted to manifest like a house instead of a small condo. I wanted to be in a house, and I wanted to be in the trees, because I had been looking at a parking lot for 10 years and I really wanted to see trees. So trees were really important to me. And I live on an island, and we're surrounded by water, but you know, I wanted to be able to be close to the water or see it or something, you know, have some kind of connection going with the ocean. And I wanted to have a partner in my life to share it all with. And so I had all these things, right? This list that I really wanted to bring into my life, as well as, you know, obviously a career that I can really align with and be in a space of living really from my heart and being happy and content with what I'm offering the world, with whatever my purpose was going to be, right? So I started by writing it all down. And then I kind of looked at this list, and I had emotions, I had feelings towards each of those things that I had written down. So maybe that some of them was excitement, but a lot of it, there was a lot of fear involved. So kind of touching on what Victoria was mentioning earlier, a lot of fear involved, a lot of doubt involved. And all that is that our energy isn't aligning to the thing that we want to be bringing in to our lives. So one by one, I'd go down this list and I'd sit with it. I'd sit with the thing. So let's say bringing a partner into my life. Okay, well, there can be a whole host of reasons why one wouldn't feel ready, or like we couldn't find that perfect someone or whatever. So you sit with it and you dig and you do the shadow work and you do the necessary energy healing and things, so that we can slowly, layer by layer, release those hesitations, those fears, those doubts, those alignments or the misalignments rather, so that we can slowly but surely come into our center, come into our authentic truth of who we are. And essentially it's stepping into the love that we are. So the funny thing is that as I'm going through this list and as I'm developing my connection with spirit, because I was also in the process of really learning how to channel at this point, spirit told me, you're going to like it. You're going to like it all. So just relax. Okay. It's all going to come in the right, perfect timing. Just relax. So this was another lesson, right? To let go of first of all, what you think you actually want, and also how it's going to come and when it's going to come. So we're staying open, just like Tangela was saying at the very beginning with creating your amazing platform. So, okay, so now I'm like, well, here's my list. I think I know what I want, but I'm being directed and guided by spirit to remain open to how it's all going to look. And they're telling me that I'm going to giggle when it all comes together. So I don't know if you all can see what my background is here, but I live in a log house. So I wanted to be in the trees. Well, I got given the trees, didn't I? I'm literally living in a house of trees. I'm living on an acre of forested land. So I'm literally sitting in the trees. This cul-de-sac that I live on was originally church property. So it's sacred land. The people who built this house 30 years ago, their last name was the Light Bodies. Like you can't make this stuff up, right? So like I certainly had a good few giggles. And what I realized is, like, all those bits and pieces that were coming together, it's not like it happened in a week either. It happened over time. It happened over multiple years of healing and searching and ultimately settling into who I am and accepting who I am and loving the unfolding of who I am. And as you step into that love, then you become so much more powerful. And you're also not fazed so much by the things that you think you want that you don't get. Because a lot of what happens is we think, okay, well, I want this thing to come into my life, and it doesn't happen in the time frame that we think it should come in. And so we get upset about it. And now we're just creating this block. We're creating upset, and we're stepping further away from our authentic nature, the love that we are. So really, for me, the manifesting this world that we're all, tasked with right now to create, we don't know how this is really going to look. If we project, then we're going to block good outcomes. We're going to block potential brilliance. Okay. So we want to be really, really honing in on our heart space. We're really going to hone in on being grounded, because we need to anchor that energy in from the cosmos, from the universe, from source, from God. We're going to be anchoring that in. We're going to anchor it into our heart space. And then we're going to hold in our mind, in our being, just a very positive outcome unfolding. We don't know how that's going to come out. We don't know how it's all going to happen. We don't know how it's going to look. And we need to be at peace with that and just hold that positive space. And then that way we can let it go. And that's where the miracles can come in. That's where the magic can come in. That's where God can work through us. So this is the same if we're an energy healer. I'm trained as a hands-on energy healer as well. Remember, I was sort of saying energy is everything. And if we can learn how energy works, then that's really important. That can be really helpful for us. So I apply energy healing theories to everything in life. So we want to create that flow. Well, we gotta get rid of those obstacles. And what's the biggest obstacle? Well, us, a lot of times when we're stepped outside ourselves, we're our biggest obstacle. So coming back to who we are and allowing the space for those miracles to come through. It's the same with that hands-on healing. You run the energy and then you get out of the way and let God work. Let source work, let universe work. Yeah. So that's how I feel about how I feel about the manifesting process. Yeah.
Oh, well, you have a wonderful energy. You really do. And so tell us a little bit more about the light codes. How did they come to you, and what's that all about?
So the light codes, yeah, I've been channeling light codes and light language since about 2016. Well, actually, I was channeling light language as a child, and then decided that my connection with spirit wasn't helping me navigate this world. I couldn't do both. I couldn't be human and be connected to spirit when I was 5. So I shut that down, and then later on, got interesting again, picked it back up. And so I had forgotten about light language as an adult, and spirit woke me in the middle of the night. It was 3 a.m. and I saw in the darkness of my bedroom these codes floating around, and they were like brilliant silver light. There were 3 of them floating around, very distinct. And I know you guys can't see, but I'm wearing contacts right now. I have very poor eyesight. I wasn't wearing contacts that night. Like, I take them out at night, and to go to sleep, I didn't have my glasses on, and these codes were crystal clear. It was like I had better than 20/20 vision, and I had enough sense to write them down. And then I got this big download from spirit. It was like my whole body was buzzing, vibrating, and I was connected to a head guide who's no longer working with me, but for a time. And he explained that I would be channeling these, and but I didn't know what it was. It took another 3 years before I understood even what they were. But during those 3 years, it became easier and easier for me to channel them. So what would happen is, I'm training to be a hands-on healer, thinking that this is going to be my contribution to the world. And instead of laying on of hands, I would see this code kind of formulating in my mind's eye. And I'd say to the person who's been sharing their woes with me, well, why don't I just draw you this code? Maybe it'll help. Like, I don't know. So I hadn't even got to everything is energy yet at this point. Like, I mean, this was really just some squiggles on a piece of paper. And they always said yes. They were always excited about it. I drew the codes, took a picture, and then that became actually the Little Book of Light Codes, which was my very first book. It was this accumulation of all these codes that I had drawn for people, actually sitting at a cafe downtown Victoria, on Vancouver Island. So once I got comfortable kind of doing that, I realized that channel was so open for me that there was a code for absolutely everything. It's completely unlimited because it's energy expressed as a symbol, and energy can take on a lot of different forms. It can take on a lot of different vibrations. It can take on just a lot of different feelings. So inclusive of emotion, but also just the feel of it. So we can have a code for, let's say, love. Okay, let's say there's a code for love. But if you think about what love is, if you feel into what love is, it's infinite. It's infinite. So there are an infinite number of codes that can represent love. But also, if you have like a topic of love, and you follow your being is like, yeah, but I want to go just over here. Like, it's just a degree over here. It's still in the realm, the infinite possibility of love, but it's this degree. Then there's your code. And then if you want to go, oh, but I just want to go with this degree and have just a slightly different perspective or a slightly different alignment to it, you have another code. So this is how we get all these codes representing something that on the surface, you could just look at and assume it's the same thing, but it's not. It's very, very specific. And the amazing thing is that they're all multidimensional as well. So if you follow a code, if you meditate on it and get into the energy of it, then your being gets to decide where else it wants to take you from that starting point, because it's all about degrees and dimensions, and it's absolutely fascinating.
Wow. What a blessing you are to be on our planet, bringing this in. Tangela, you're having a great night here. I'm just loving these new people.
Thank you. No, I mean, really, it's just incredible to see, the modalities and gifts that people are bringing through, because, like Presence with his music, Laura with her light codes, we are multidimensional beings. And as we are opening up to that more and more, we're receiving all of this multidimensional teaching and activation and communication. And it's really powerful because, you never know, for me, it's like, you never know what's going to open someone up, shift someone's consciousness, crack them open. And it can be different for anyone and everyone. It can be a dance, it can be a movie. You don't know what it is that's going to take us to that next level, to help us release an ancestral blockage. So, it's just like bringing forth all of these teachings and teachers and modalities. It's really powerful. And I just want to say, when I picked a card from Laura's deck, I picked this one, which is Kelsey. And then it's very fitting because Kelsey shows us that we are all interconnected and reminds us of how important our thoughts, feelings, and actions and reactions are, whether they are expressed or not. Kelsey reminds us that everything we think and every action we take should come from the heart, and that our goal should always be to open to deeper states of love, to inspire and uplift others, and to engage in life with creativity, clarity, and compassion. So what a fitting and powerful code for us here at the Global Peace Tribe.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
And again, we can learn more about all these codes and all her offerings by going to her website. It's Light Codes by Laura, but she spells Laura Laara. So there's two A's, Laara.com. And that's where you can learn all about her and get, all about the light code books. And you do workshops, online workshops. Do you take private clients as well?
Yes, on occasion. I have like a wait list, and then when we have time open up, then we do that.
I bet you have a waiting list. I bet. Laura, thank you so much for being with us. And I'd love to have you back on the show again too. It's what a night. What a great start to the new season. I'm so impressed.
Yes.
I think
Thank you so much.
Let's go with your next guest, Tangela, and then we'll have an Om Shar song.
Sounds great. And Laura is asking if Laura can give a light language demonstration. So maybe later towards the end of the show.
That would be fantastic. Can you stick around, Laura?
Absolutely.
Great. Let's do it.
And I'm really excited to be introducing another beautiful guest new to the show, Scott, Armine Tarjan. And Armine is an incredibly naturally gifted and expertly trained energy frequency practitioner with many years of experience in helping her clients evolve their consciousness. Her company, Illumination Within, has helped clients on their journey of personal transformation to connect to their higher selves, clear mental, emotional, and ancestral blocks, and find ease and grace in a natural connection to all of life. By creating a sacred space and tapping into your unique frequency signature, Armine can help you clear and heal old lineage patterns that keep you stuck, while also helping awaken your authenticity and find self-love. Having several near-death experiences, knowledge of the energy system, and being an expert in frequency work, she created the Consciousness Evolution System, and she is the creator of Dance Your Limitless Self as well. And she's from Iran originally and came here, which we're very grateful and thankful for, because I think you're able to more openly do your work here than you were able to do in Iran. And I have to say that I've actually had the pleasure of working energetically with Armine, and her work is very, very powerful. You have really helped me to clear ancestral and lineage blocks, both, that were holding me back in my business with Soul Search and also with my relationship with Charlie. And definitely there was a moment I was in Mount Shasta and I actually sent him to go see you. And whatever clearing you did with him, it shifted something in me, that I was holding a block in our relationship, and that really shifted. And then I think maybe a week later, you and I did a session together. And once, there was still this ancestral blockage that I had, and, familial blockage that I was still carrying in our relationship. And you really helped, because once we did that session, I was really finally able to let go and relax and, be present and be committed and be in the relationship. So I'm really grateful for you and thankful for you for helping me do that. And that just shows it's like, we can have the desire to manifest the partner of our dreams. But then if we're holding these old blockages within our consciousness, we can prevent ourselves from having what we desire. And so, thank you for your work, Armine, and helping me and so many others. So welcome to the show. I want to just, say I'm so excited to have you here and would love to hear about, what your teachings on manifestation and manifesting, and just, also your story of coming here from Iran.
Oh, wow. Thank you. But thank you so much. How I appreciate you and how much I love you. You are such a lovely, brilliant being, and then human being, and a woman. It's just like, how much I love you. And thank you so much for your invitation. It's absolutely my pleasure to be here. I am amazed of this mastermind that you created with all of us. It's just like the frequency that comes through. It's just so beautiful. And I want to thank you from Om Shar. Om Shar, you have such a soft, your music comes from your beautiful heart that you have. You have such a beautiful heart, an open heart, and have at the rooms that you're open in, your heart is open for the music is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm amazed with this music, and presence. Wow, I love that fire. I love that fire that is in you, the frequency fire that you have and you carry with yourself. And presenting with your music, it was amazing. I'm a dancer too, so I could stand up and dance. And it was beautiful. I enjoyed it so much. And thank you so much for sharing your gifts and beauty. And yes, actually, the last session that you had with me was Dance Your Limited Self. Yeah, it's because I have a dance background and such a pleasure to be in the US because the dancing in Iran is illegal. So I couldn't continue dancing over there anymore. And I had a lot of friends. We had like an underground group, but now I'm here and started creating. One of the most reason that I stay in the US is dancing. And actually, I came to US because I love traveling and I'm a traveler. And US was my 16th country. And it was always in my list because I'm from Iran. I couldn't get a visa for coming as a tourist. But when I got here, the first month I had 2 solos already like performed in San Francisco. And I was just like, whoa, I'm not going back. So because of the whole background that I have with governments, I could stay in the US. And I'm so happy for the decision. So I came with a very small luggage and I had to let go of everything. And the hardest part was I didn't even say goodbye to anyone because I was supposed to go back in 3 months. And I didn't even hug my brothers, which that's really break my heart, but that was a good lesson. Anywhere I want to go, I make sure that I hug my loved ones, my friends, and say like, hey, I'm leaving and I don't know. So yeah, if you are talking about manifestation, beautiful talks. I don't know how. So I will add on to Victoria and Jackie with my point of view because we all are saying the same thing. And so I'm working with frequencies, vibrations, and the most important thing for manifestation, as Tangela was talking about the blockages, is basically the underlying reason. I'm famous for going to the underlying reason of stuff. Whatever you're dealing with, I go there, just like, what is the underlying reason that you're dealing with this? So, and grab it and delete it and understand it first, and then delete it, clear it. And bring in the better or higher frequency to your field. So vibration. So we have like 7 law of universe. Which is the main 7 law of universe, which is law of attraction, is a tiny little bit of laws in the the 7 law of the universe. One of the law of is law of vibration, which I'm expert in that part. So the other one is polarity, which is you guys. I really highly recommend to understand because the creation of the 3rd dimension comes from the polarity. So it's good to know about it. So law of vibration. So your vibration is highly important. Whatever you want to manifest, you need to vibrate at that level. If you do not vibrate at that level, so you cannot manifest that. That's why, like, sometimes you wanted something and you put all your intention, your energy, your thought, and you cannot, like, you feel like, what happened? I'm doing and following whatever everyone else say and do. I have the formula, but why it doesn't happen to me? So that's because of you do not vibrate at that level, at that dream life, at that the thing that you want. So why you cannot, then underlying reason of this why you cannot vibrate at that level is because of your filters, your patterns, your lineage patterns, which you need to look into it and then delete those, clear those by understanding them, because those are serving you till that moment. So that from now on that you understand it, Presence was talking about like a self-realization, which is very important. After self-realization, we have self-actualization. So when you realize that, then you know the underlying reason, then you know your filters, then you delete and clear out those filters, then you are able to manifest because you are going to vibrate at that level. But then there are rules for manifestation. At the age of 19, I had a near-death experience, which I had a heart attack, and I died. I completely died. But my experience with my near-death experience was totally different with many people, many others. Usually people experience the light, that 13 layers, the level, we heard about it, or see the relatives, see the angels, see the masters. I didn't experience that. So basically, many people from the third dimension, when you die, but then I died, my experience was like a frequency, like it was just a sound like woo, woo, woo. And you transcend from third dimension to the fourth dimension. Some people, if they don't know about the third dimension and work on themselves, fourth dimension to the fifth dimension, the people who like experience light have been the many of the religions call it heaven. So you go to the fifth dimension. So this fifth dimension is the experience of the light. All the masters, angels, archangels, all our guides are there. But my experience wasn't that. I went through the light and go to the other dimension, which was nothingness. If you heard about it, some people call it void. It's like black hole that is in the universe. So there's nothing there, nothing, but it's the potential of everything. That was my experience. And so over there, I understood, like, wow, this is me, which is God, which is universe, or pure source, whatever you want to call it. And then I have the potential then create anything that I want from this nothingness dimension, realm, consciousness, name it, whatever you want to put the name and label on it. So when you vibrate at the level that you want to bring in something, you are going to create the void, the nothingness, which so interestingly is like the last, I have a program, Evolution to the Power of 5. The program that we had it in June, June was a very specific month. And we had it on pure abundance, which was like wealth, abundance, prosperity, and like you who you are basically. And then at the end, I teach and went through the guide to people to manifestation, how to manifest. So you create the void and nothingness, or you have access, you listen to that meditation, for example. And then when you create that void, nothingness, you start creating, because it's like a base of everything and the potential of everything. So you start creating the details, whatever you want, choose one thing and create it. When you create it, then you are going to experience it, feel it. Feeling is very important. Feel with every single cell, with your DNA. When you feel it, the most important thing, which Jackie and Victoria talked about, surrendering it. You are going to surrender it to the pure source, but with your from your power. We usually, when it comes to surrendering, when we are weak, we are desperate, we are disappointed, or we lots of pleas, we surrender. When you create everything, because you are the creator, you are the co-creator of everything, of your life. So when you surrender it, you are coming to your power and surrender from your power. And that's it. And how is not your job. Creating is your job. What is your job? But what Tangela said, which I beautifully loved it, but she was, I don't know, I'm just like, wanted it. I just have openness. When you get to the point that you really come know your higher self and vibrate at a higher level, it's you. You need to manifest, think, and it will be created. That's why Tangela is open to it. She doesn't need to go to details to feeling and all other things, because it becomes your path life. What comes to you, through you, as you, is you, and you are the co-creator. So it is you. It's not like something that is separate from you. The other important thing for your goals, for your manifestation, more often we put it here out of ourselves, bring it in. It should become the whole you, whatever it is. If it's money, car, home, whatever, health, wealth, it should come and become you. That's why feeling and experiencing is very important. But bring it in, like your timeless body is around you at arm length, above and below. You are in a beautiful sphere. So bring it to your sphere to become you. When it becomes you, then you got that. And all of you got this. It's easy, but it's difficult. It's difficult because you need to go through that purification. It's easy when you got that, the point, so you got it. But another level of manifestation is manifesting from your brain, from neurological, your neurons, because we are luminous being, we have electricity. So we can manifest from our brain, from third dimension, from body too. But again, still you need to have those frequencies. Those, like, for example, in Tangela, sorry, Tangela, exactly, you are my God. She has success frequencies in her field. So, and also she's a beautiful being. So whatever she touches, she is successful, and she manifests that. Two things I want to add to our beautiful the Victoria and Jackie talk. Trusting universe. Universe is you, universe. So universe is you. Trusting universe. The other thing is let the universe trust you. It's always mutual. The relationship is the relationship. How universe will trust you. Universe always throw you like stuff in your life. If you believe, trust, know, then you graduate from those events, then universe will trust you because you are set as success. Your whole system set as success. If you are victim, your system make sure that you become the victim. You should experience that. If you are success, you have the successful pattern, universe, your system, make sure that you get that. So intention, your thoughts after clearing, after manifesting, after surrendering is important too. And being thankful is the next level of being grateful. When you are thankful, there's a freedom in there. You don't have any bound to anything. So you have a more expansive frequency in being thankful than being grateful. Just thoughts.
Beautiful thoughts. Absolutely beautiful. I really appreciate, first of all, it's lovely how you kind of appreciated everybody, Omashar and Tangela and Presence and previous speakers. I love your voice. And I love the wisdom that you're sharing. And I'm sure that our audience is going to want to know more. She has a lovely website. It's called Illumination Within. And as the producer of The Awakening World, that's right. It's like we find the illumination within and bring it out. And it's a beautiful website. There's a lot that she's offering. And I do see that you have private sessions available. Do you have time if anybody is feeling drawn to working with you?
Yeah, definitely. I offer private sessions. I have programs that I mentioned, Evolution to the Power of 5. And recently I had a call to create the Grounding University. So I am creating that. The first step, it will start July 13th. We want to be the first student of the Grounding University. The first course is starting with everything grounding, which is, to me, is the tools that everyone should know about it. Actually, we needed to be taught when we were 5 or 6 years old.
Wow.
Because it's part of us. It's us. It's like, if you know about your heart, you should know about your energy system, because energy system is like, again, it's a physical thing in our body. So yeah, I have that too. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, you can get all things Armine at her website. And you know, Dorina, one of our favorite people, she's on every show. She just sent this meme, which I think fits exactly illumination within and the beautiful heart that you clearly have, a very pure heart. And it reads, manifestation is a graceful dance between pure heart-centered intention and action. How does that land for you?
Yeah. So the other thing is, like, don't get upset. Don't get disappointed. Like, if you do something, if you are, this is a journey, and healing and a journey is not linear. Nothing is linear. We learn it as linear, but it is not linear. So don't get disappointed. And we are human beings. We are in third dimension. We have this polarity. We do disappointed, but come back up. You know, so all the rivers go to the ocean. And remember, we are not the drop in the ocean. We are the ocean in a drop. Who said that? Rumi, which I call, as Iranian, call him Maulana, but it's known as Rumi. So, walking or dancing through the world with grace, ease and grace. This is the thing that I always say, with ease and grace is what our intention should be on everything. And yeah, manifestation, as I said, you are the manifestation. You are everything. I don't know how I can, whoever put that, write that, it's a beautiful thing to say. And as a dancer, like, when you dance on stage, it's just like your presence is very important. So imagine you are on a beautiful stage. So your presence is important. Whatever you go through, if you pain, the universe, every single of the universe is in pain. If you have joy, everything is joy. And remember that the universe is always evolving, it's moving. That's why stuff happening. Because if you stay in your comfort zone, universe needs you to move. And who is universe? Universe. So it's you. You always need to move. You always need to be evolved. So you're just it's being on Earth, on planet Earth, it's just such a joy. It's a gift to you, to manifest your spirit in third dimension in your body. So I don't know. I'm so happy being on Earth. I'm thankful for that.
I'm right there with you. My friends are like, "Oh, I want this to be my last life." I go, "Are you crazy? Do you know we've just gone through all the hard stuff, right? The world wars are over, the depressions are over. You know, we get to have this incredible freedom and abundance, and it's only going to get better. It's
Exactly.
only going to get better, and that's an important thing for us to hold.
Exactly.
I mean, you are wonderful, and we are way over time tonight.
Yeah,
And we still
sorry.
got other people. But
Sorry.
I so appreciate who you are.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for having
I also
me.
hope you'll come back on the show again. All right.
I would love to.
Great. We'll make that happen. All right, it's time for some music because we got to integrate everything that we're learning from these wonderful presenters.
Yeah, so much coming in, right, Scott?
Oh my God, this is just one of my favorite shows. It's just a wonderful show. So we're going to go to Omar Shah for his next musical number. Beloved brother, what do you think so far of this night of
Well,
magic?
I love that quote, about you're an ocean in a drop, because it puts things into total perspective. Because we're all a chip off the new block, the old block. That's a very earthy way of saying that we are one with all that is. Absolutely, 100%. And I really felt your story. So I can't imagine what you've come through. I don't want to. However, I'm so glad you're here and you're present and you're alive and you're dancing. Wow, dancing, right? And so this is the song I'm going to play is called I Am, as in the I Am Presence, the lover you need. There was a time a few years ago when I was dragging my I don't want to awaken, I don't want to become conscious. And the song came and knocked on my head and said, I think you do. Forget about trying to find a lover in the outer world. I am presence, the lover you need. And so this is where this song has come from. So
where is the light in your eyes? Where is the joy in your heart? Why are you hiding from me? Staying locked in your doubt. My love is all that there is. Your fear is hurting you so. I know it's all that you feel, and that it's hard to let go, let go, let go, and go 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 Again, that look in your eye. You do not believe in me. You'd rather live in your dreams. I've come to set you free. I am the lover you need. I hold my hand out to you. All I ask is your trust. I love you more than you know, and I love you and 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 you. I see you longing for home. You need to feel you belong. song, and that there's purpose to life. Come back home.
On the gallery view, let's all twinkle Omashar. That's a beautiful one. Is that a new one, Omashar? I don't think I've heard it before.
Well, I live in the now, so they're all brand new, brother. I have a lot of unrecorded material. I got 3 albums of unrecorded material, and so when Spirit calls, they appear. So yeah.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful, great. I love that one.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to turn it over to Tangela to introduce another soul searcher.
Thank you, Scott. And thank you, Omashar, for that beautiful song. Really amazing. And I am very excited to introduce our next guest, another soul searcher, Lisa Stanley. She is an intuitive health and life coach, specifically for women with autoimmune disease. And she provides a whole person, whole life approach to healing, because autoimmune disease affects more than your physical health. It impacts every area of your life. And her company, Sacred Self Rising, offers guidance to heal the reason why autoimmune disease is present by addressing the emotional body. And Lisa offers comprehensive guidance to help you heal, regulate your nervous system, and improve your immune function. And I'm just so happy to welcome Lisa here today. It's a really amazing, incredible work that you're doing. You know, we're talking about manifestation today, and manifesting health is such a huge part of what so many of us are, you know, looking to manifest on a day-to-day basis. And I just love that you are really bringing your intuitive guidance and abilities to really support women dealing with these autoimmune issues. And just love to hear more about your work, your thoughts about manifesting, and what we can all learn from the work that you're doing in the world. So thanks for being here.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This show is so cool. I'm so happy to be here. Yeah, I love hearing all the music and everyone's shares. I've learned a lot. Yeah, and I love this topic of manifestation. It's actually one of my favorite. And part of the work that I do, yes, it's helping people heal, and it's helping people understand that, like, what lies beneath physical illness is often trauma. And so when we have a history of trauma, that can manifest into physical disease. And so there's a lot of healing work that can be done to heal that root cause. And as we heal, it's so important to be really conscientious about what it is that we also want to create. So a big part of the work that I take my clients through is that conscious creation, which is manifestation. So one of the ways that I like to approach this topic of manifesting is really through our belief system. So a bit of like a neuroscience approach. You know, if there's something that we're wanting to create, and even health, if we don't believe that we deserve to be healthy, or we don't believe that we can be healthy, it becomes so much more of a challenge. And so getting our beliefs in line with what it is that we are manifesting is so crucial. So that's part of what I help people do, is really understanding what their limiting beliefs are. Because like our beliefs are so ingrained, it's not something that we necessarily are aware of, because it's our view of the world. It's our view of how we live. And so, you know, so it takes some time, you know, it can take some work to uncover what our limiting beliefs are. But once you do, then you have that power to reprogram and create new beliefs. And so that is a big part of it, so that you can create the new beliefs that line up with what you're wanting to manifest, and then it can be so. So that's a big part of what I help people with, and with the work I do for myself as well. And also using our intuition to help guide us. So just becoming more aware of that and strengthening our intuition is a big guidance in manifesting. And something that I also do is kind of a fun thing is moon circles. And so that's like a way of manifesting. So I actually have one coming up. It's going to be held in person on the full moon, but then the new moons I'm doing online. And so this is a way, like a fun way of bringing our manifestations to life and working through some healing processes along the way and joining in community. And I've hosted a retreat called the Creatrix, which was a new moon retreat where we, again, really dove into our beliefs and, you know, painted that picture of what our ideal reality would be and what we wanted to manifest. And then really spent some time understanding what are our limiting beliefs around why that's not present in our life right now, and how can we shift those? How can we understand what the empowering beliefs need to be in place for us to live that reality? And it was so powerful. It was such a cool experience. Personally, like, to give some examples, this was last year. I was needing to move, and also I'm also a nurse. I'm a palliative hospice and palliative care nurse. And so I was also wanting to shift my work to a different job. And this all had been in the works for months. And so after this retreat, when I got home, on the same day, got the job and got a new house. And it was like 2 days after coming home from the retreat. So it was just like so powerful. And I do plan on having another Creatrix retreat in Mount Shasta this winter. So that's something that is coming up as well. Yeah, so that's kind of how I approach manifestation. And then another aspect of this belief work is that we have the filtration system in our brain. It's called the reticular activating system. And, you know, there's so much in like stimulus in the world, like that we literally can't process it all. And why we all live such different expressions of life is because we all have such different beliefs and perspectives. And the reticular activating system brings to us people, places, events to prove to us and to make our reality as we believe it to be. So if we believe that we, can create a successful business, then we're going to attract in those opportunities, those people to, whatever it is to make that so. But if we have a belief that we can't create that, we're just going to keep getting that evidence. And so that's why it's so important to really have the beliefs in place, because we have like a built-in manifestation filter in us to help bring to us what it is that our beliefs align with. So that's pretty fascinating as well.
Tell us more about the built-in, tell us more about that built-in system, and how do we activate it or work more effectively with it?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like this idea, like how we are always manifesting, whether we're manifesting consciously or unconsciously. And that's why it's really important to understand what our beliefs are, because the reticular activating system is neutral. It's not going to only bring to you what you believe that's positive. It's going to bring to you what you believe. So if you believe that people, you can't trust people, you're going to create situations where, see, I knew it. I couldn't trust that person. And it's just going to prove to you that is the truth. But if you have a different belief, then that's what you're going to find. You're going to encounter people, situations, experiences to prove whatever your beliefs are. So I'll give a really silly example, but I was shopping for a new car, and I had never heard of like the Crosstrek. I had driven the Outback before, but I had never heard of a Crosstrek. Someone brought that up. The next day when I went into town, it was almost like, it was almost like a joke. Like it was like every other car was a Crosstrek. And it was because prior to that, that piece of information wasn't important to me. So my filtration system didn't bring that into my awareness. And once it became important, then it was impossible to miss. And that's something that I was conscious of. Like I knew that I was like interested in that car, and so I saw it. But like with our beliefs, we might not consciously be thinking about what our beliefs are, but the reticular activating system is bringing us things to align with that. And, you know, and like sometimes it's a direct experience, and sometimes it's the thing that leads to what we're going for. So, yeah, so it's just really like, it's just to understand that we are manifesting whether we're being conscious about it or not. And so as we reprogram our beliefs, choose the new empowering beliefs, then we have this built-in filtration system that's going to bring to us these events, these people, these places. And then we can use our intuition to kind of guide us to what is in alignment. And it just, you know, it's just part of it. And you know, and so for me, you know, there are times, well, we're always manifesting, right? But there are times that I'm consciously manifesting, but then there's other times where I manifest things that I don't even realize like I was wanting it, you know, or like, you know, it just, things come to me because of like maybe previous intentions. So that's, yeah, I think that's really cool. This show is an example of that. You know, I had the invitation and I said yes. And then when I found out the topic, I was even more excited. So this is perfect.
Oh, great. You know, last question for you. Since you do a lot of work with people on health, what are some tips about where we sometimes will manifest poor health? What are, you know, where can you help us with that one? Because of course, there's obviously the mind-body connection.
Yeah.
So I might probably have some wisdom and tools to share with our audience about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, it's a lot of what we've been talking about tonight, like, you know, our frequency, our vibration, you know, and looking at it through the lens of like, you know, our experiences are things, you know, and so when we have a traumatic experience, when we have like an emotion that doesn't feel good and we don't really like process it or heal it, you know, that turns into something. And I call it the physical manifestation of disease, because often people will, and like Western medicine treats the disease as if the disease is the problem, right? Like, oh, you have autoimmune disease, that's the problem. So we want to, like, so if we think of a timeline, you know, so someone has symptoms and so then they get diagnosed and then the medical system treats the symptoms as if the autoimmune disease is the problem. But in reality, what came before that, right? There was an event or, you know, emotions or really a whole life process that created the environment for that disease to manifest. And so that's why it's just really important to do like the healing work and to be, you know, in, you know, speaking our truth, you know, like a big part of it is like, you know, if you have something on your heart, if there's something you want to be doing with your life and you don't live in that authentic alignment, like that can manifest into disease. You know, that's like one example. So yeah, so it's really, you know, unpacking our past traumas, you know, it's like, you know, not fun work, but it's so important because that can manifest. So like doing that deep inner healing work, living in alignment, living our truth, you know, speaking our truth with, you know, honoring ourselves and the other person is just that alone is really healing.
Okay, well, thank you so much. And, you know, for showing people, and I'm going to bring beloved Tangela back on. I want to highlight Soul Search, because all of the people we're seeing today are part of Soul Search. And if you haven't joined Soul Search yet, everybody go right now and join it, because that's where you're going to meet all these amazing people. So for example, this is where you can meet Lisa. And you're going to learn all about it. You can send her a message. You can even get her phone number. You can book, and she's got all sorts of things you can find out about her in this way. And so this is a really good time for you, Tangela, to tell us about Soul Search.
Sure. Thanks, Scott. And thank you so much, Lisa, for all of your wisdom and really bringing forth, I think this conversation has been so amazing, so many different perspectives. Obviously we're all also speaking the same language, but again, to hear this from the different perspectives and to hear it from your perspective and the neurological perspective, to really understand that even our brain, neurologically, we're consciously creating, we are consciously or unconsciously creating our reality. So, it's that moment to moment choice that we're making together. So thank you for your amazing contributions tonight and for being here. And so Lisa, Armine, Victoria, Laura, all of these incredible healers, practitioners, guides are all a part of our Soul Search family. And again, Soul Search is a community for spirituality, consciousness, healing, transformation, and a place where if you are seeking spiritual, energetic support, whether it's clearing ancestral karma, whether it's dealing with autoimmune disease or health issues from a different perspective than maybe what Western modern medicine is giving you as the only solution. There's so many opportunities that we have to be working on ourselves and healing ourselves. As we heard from everyone today, the key to manifestation is actually loving ourselves and loving who we truly are and relaxing into who we truly are, so that we can bring forth what is in alignment with our soul. And our soul's journey on this earth plane is to really heal and we have so much support now to help us do that in so many ways. And that's what Soul Search is all about, really creating that supportive community by finding healers, practitioners, and guides to work with, courses, retreats, and we have so much more that is coming. We have all of our events and psychic fairs. We have Soul Search TV that's going to be launching soon. So much more to come, and we're just so excited to have you all as a part of our Soul Search family.
You're muted, brother.
God, you're muted.
We go to soulsearch.io, soulsearch.io. There's Kalina, who we had on the show recently, who did amazing healing work. And tell people a little bit about your upcoming psychic fairs. And 2 weeks from tonight, we're going to be coming live from, I think, your psychic fair in Santa Clara.
Yep, exactly. And so a lot of you have been a part of our psychic and healing fairs. Lisa, Armine, Victoria, actually also at LA. So, we do these, we are an online platform, but we also love having that in-person interaction. And so we have these psychic and healing fairs all over the LA area, the Bay Area, and Scottsdale, and yes, Lisa will be at the San Rafael Fair on July 29th. Excellent. So basically, it's an opportunity for you to come and meet with all these amazing healers and guides that we have on our platform. We have all types of practitioners, energy healers, sound healing, crystals, transformational technologies, body work. We have amazing free talks all day long. Scott has given talks at our fairs. And so, we really it's an incredible experience, just experience what we're experiencing here, but then live and in community together. So if any of you are in the Bay Area, we have 3 fairs coming up this month, July 8th in Burlingame, July 15th and 16th in Santa Clara, where Scott will be live with us and we'll be broadcasting live from the hotel there. And then we have San Rafael on July 29th. And so invite all of you guys to come check it out and be able to experience, all of this in person. It's always great to meet so many of you in person after sharing the energy like this together.
Beautiful. Thank you. I am responding to Doug's request to get all the people's information, so I'm putting that in. And I would love for, if Grant is available, to do one last song. Grant, are you with us?
Grant, are you
I
there?
am with us.
He is.
There he is.
Hey.
Thanks again for having me all. This has been a very stimulating and beautiful conversation. This last song that I'm going to perform is called Too Late. It's the most recent release that I've put out. I did an epic video for this, self-shot and edited out in the Valley of the Gods National Monument here in Arizona. So go check that out. It's linked on my website if you like the song. And so here, this is called Too Late. It's not too late to come back to self. It's not too late to come back to health. It's not too late to come back to self. When your soul, mind, and body are aligning with true wealth. Yeah, we're cruising with that boom bap style, making that energy smiley, not too loose and not too tightly. We shining our spirit so brightly in a new frame of consciousness, coming up with a hypothesis. Individuals, we autonomous, waking up all of the populace. So my New Year's resolution is a motion towards devotion to my gifts in this life I've chosen. We service to the forward motion of my people, peaceful, cheerful and equal, rise together, living regal, flying up like an eagle. It's not too late to come back to self. No, 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 no. It's not too late to come back to health. It's not too late to come back to yourself. When your soul, mind, and body are aligning with true will. Hold up, wait a minute. I just wanna really feel it with a fast spliff, and I'm fully in it. We cooking up golden beats in the kitchen. When one of us wins, everybody winning. Cause we all connected, eyes reflected, hearts contented, everybody represented. Woo! Vibrationally ascended, feeling splendid, tensions ended, show attended. This is the time when we reclaim our minds, yo. El Camino when we trod into Zion. We opening up with the heart of a lion. We smiling cause we know the lives that we brighten. It's not too late to come back to self. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's not too late to come back to health. It's not too late to come back to self. When your soul, mind, and body are aligning with true will. Yes, our true wealth is found within ourselves, within our true self. Our true health, our true wealth is found within ourselves. Thank you again for having me. Once again, my name is Presence. I hope you all have a beautiful, beautiful evening. Thanks again to Tangela and to the whole crew.
Absolutely. Thank you. And everybody, you can find all things Presence at PREZ, the Zen in Presence, presencemusic.com. And I sure hope you'll come back to our show. You are fantastic.
Thank you so much. And all my music is available for free. Someone was just asking me on the comment section about anarcho-capitalism, which is something that's sometimes associated with my belief systems. And what I said is that I'm just an advocate of full voluntary interaction between all human beings. So as a way of promoting that, all my music is voluntarily being shared for free everywhere on the internet. Please go support, please go listen, take a look at it. If you enjoy it, then you can voluntarily make me a donation. And that's how we create real abundance in this society, is by just fearlessly sharing our gifts with the world with no expectation. but with love and intention. And I believe that everything will come back and create true abundance in this society. So thank you again for having me. I really appreciate it.
What a perfect message for a show on manifesting. So you go to presence with a Z, music.com, click on music, and then that's where you can stream on Spotify, on Apple. There's all sorts of different ways that you can do it. So thank you very much, Presence. I'm just grateful to know you are in our awakening world. Well, I think, I wanted to bring Victoria back on, and I know that we also wanted to hear Laura and her light language for a moment. I know we're already about half hour past, but Victoria, do you want to share a few words for the Facebook friends, especially who didn't get a chance to meet you?
Sure. Yeah, I'm available. I know we're going way over. With regard to, oh, by the way, I absolutely love the reticulator, right? It's because I was talking earlier about the law of attraction and how what we focus on is what we create. And I love that, because that can be a little woo-woo, right? I love that there's actually physical evidence for how that works.
Yeah.
And that what we believe and that what we focus on actually becomes our physical reality, and that there's a part of our brain that is actually making it happen. Not just the woo-woo sending rockets of desire out of the universe. The universe is going to magically manifest. It's actually physical evidence of how that works. So thank you so much for that. That was so great. With regard to sharing with the audience, what I found to be the most powerful tool, as I mentioned earlier in my toolbox for manifestation, is gratitude. It's at that point when it seems like there's absolutely nothing to be grateful for. That's exactly when we need to dive into it, because gratitude actually isn't an emotion. There's a misperception of, oh, I'm thankful for whatever, just, saying thank you. But gratitude is actually an energy. It is such a powerful force. It can actually force the floodgates open for receiving what it is that we desire. And when you feel that gratitude, that energetic of gratitude, it actually fills up your entire body. I tell people all the time, when I'm feeling that much gratitude in my body, it comes out my eyes. It looks like tears. But it's because I am so overwhelmed with this energy of gratitude, and it can literally move mountains in our lives when we understand what a powerful force it is. That it for creation. Yeah. And so for me, that's when we feel like there isn't anything to be grateful for, that's exactly when we need to dive into it and pull it out and allow our bodies to become engulfed by it. And that can actually shift our entire reality.
That's really beautiful. And I agree with you. I think gratitude is so important. And we are so blessed. We are living in such an incredibly abundant time. And yes, I know there's a lot of challenges, but we're not facing famine. We're not facing a world war. We're not facing the neighboring tribe running and, invading us. We're not facing starvation. We've got Whole Foods Market. Could our grandparents have even imagined something like Whole Foods Market, right? So thank you, Victoria, very much for your beauty and your wonderful books. Share with our audience briefly a little bit about the books that you've written and the new one.
Okay, well, the newest book that I published a few months ago is called Recreating Earth. That book is all about what the future of Earth looks like. So when we were talking about manifesting, and that it's really, really important that we first begin to visualize what this world is for ourselves personally, what it is we want to see manifest in our lives. And all of us were talking about this, what is it our personal life, what would our personal life look like? And how we can draw that into our physical reality. Well, Recreating Earth is all about how we as a collective of humanity can envision this new reality so that it becomes our collective experience. So one of the things that's really interesting to even grasp is that we wouldn't even be able to envision it if it didn't already exist. So this reality, whatever it is that we want to draw into our personal experience, already exists. We just need to be an energetic match for it, and it manifests in our life. So the Recreating Earth was written as an answer to people who kept reaching out to me and saying, I don't even know what to envision. I don't even know what to put my energy into. And so I got the guidance to write this book so that people know where to even put their visualization energy, where to even put their words so that they can draw that into our collective experience. And this reality already exists. We just need to bring it into our human experience. So there's that book. And then the next book that I'm releasing next week is a second edition of Transcending Fear. That's the book I wrote back in 2012. And it was all about what I call the transcendence process that was given to me to heal my own life. And it's all about recognizing those fear-based beliefs that I think, was it Lena was talking about that? I don't have my glasses on, so I can't remember. Laura, thank you. That's what the 2 A's was talking about, getting the beliefs. Now, there were actually a couple of speakers today were talking about recognizing your fear-based beliefs. So this is all about recognizing your fear-based beliefs and then how to actually overwrite them so that you no longer live your life based in those beliefs that are based in fear. So one of the things I mentioned at the very beginning of the show, and I'll close with this, is that fear actually is nothing more than an illusion. It's false evidence appearing real. But what's really amazing about fear is that it actually does not exist. It is an illusion we project on a future that doesn't exist yet. So worry, doubt, fear, all of those are all fear-based beliefs. And we take those worries and those doubts and those judgments, and then we place them on a future that doesn't even exist. So fear really is nothing more than an illusion of the things that we don't want to occur in the future. And we actually energize that future that we don't want by placing fear and doubt and worry onto this future. And that then becomes what is manifested. So if we can find a way to not even project those thoughts onto the future, that does not become our reality.
Thank you so much, Victoria, for your wisdom. And I think this is your 3rd or 4th time on the show, and I always really respect and appreciate you a lot. Thank you for being with us tonight. Thank you. Well, we're going to conclude with getting a chance to hear Laura do a little bit of the language of light. So, Laura, tell us what you're about to do for us.
So I'm going to channel some light language for you guys. And if you haven't heard light language before, this is an energetic transmission. It sounds a little bit like gibberish. So if I'd like for you all to put aside the thinking brain and feel the energy of what's coming through with the sounds and just through my being. So obviously we've been talking about a lot of manifesting tonight. So that's what the focus of this light language is. And sometimes it comes with the translation, sometimes it doesn't. So if I need to translate it, I will. So please, if you could feel into your heart space as best you can and feel into your feet to be able to ground this energy. This is love-based source energy. So your being is going to discern exactly what it wants to do with it in the most excellent way for you as an individual. Nice deep breath. Opapa naisi chikamapana naisi. Patakapataisi tukotakamasi chikianaka. So kamasi chinona mataitananakopapata. You've heard some beautiful stories, some inspirational wisdoms that are guiding us all towards a better world, a better earth, and a better way to create for ourselves and one another. Patranati sotio. Patatrana da yesotekapatano kapati kikukupatanato. Ha cho pa. Wa cho pao. Wa cho pao. Anataya so kama tikeno sachikananayasai. Patio taprano maltayasai tola. Each of you can sit in your being and trust that you have everything you need to work with in order to create and manifest everything you could ever need. The universe provides everything we need. And it's up to the direction of your love to call that forth into this powerful moment in time. So you can be the leader of your own existence, of your own experience, but also be the leader for others. Pati kino sa pachola tiano kapatano kosodaya. Hati shukamati kiananaisi. Tekenet karada teresa to kabanandu kutokobanaso. Hatenai suchimata. Patanai shi tikamoda badano sa patanai. Pana to shoro kono namada setina. Hara sa. Thank you so much for having me tonight.
Thank you so much. What a lovely way to conclude our show. That was really beautiful. Thank you.
That was so beautiful. Thank you, Laura. And I love what you brought through in terms of this vibrational leadership that, we're all, embarking on together, because that's really what it is. And I think one of the comments, Laura was commenting about sending the energy of abundance and all needs met to the people of Sudan. And, the very fact that we're having these conversations and we're able to come here and share together and transform together, that is a huge act of liberation and free expression of freedom. And as we do that for ourselves, we do it for every single person across the planet and across the multiverse. So, I just love that you brought that in because it is so powerful. And I just want to be, thankful to all of you here for, this expression of freedom and liberation we're doing together. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tangela. Thank you, Laura and Armine, Victoria, Presence, Lisa. What an incredible group of people tonight. This has been a really, really special show.
Armine,
there she is. Thank you, everybody. And may we all manifest. And tomorrow we're going to work on that. This weekend, it's all about manifesting. And so tomorrow, Omashar and I are going to be leading a conversation along with the wonderful John Raymer. John Raymer is going to be joining us. And, we're entering, Tangela, the 99 days of unity. It's a new season. For those of us up north, it's summer. People down south, like Dorina, it's wintertime. And during this new season, what do we want to create? What do we want to manifest? Now, tonight, we've gotten all these tools from all of you about manifesting. And tomorrow's Sacred Sunday show, we're going to actually hear from our audience about what your goals are, what your mission is. There's a whole way to actually put your mission into writing and get support from the Global Peace Tribe, support from the Sign Network and from World Unity Week, and this beautiful, great global community. So please join us tomorrow for the Sacred Sunday show. We're also going to have some announcements. There's some changes that we're making, and we'll share a little bit about that. And we're really looking forward to seeing you hopefully tomorrow. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. Again, 10 a.m. Sacred Sunday show, 10 a.m. Pacific time. I got to go to gallery review one last time and everybody wave goodbye and say thank you. And sure do look forward to hopefully seeing you all tomorrow.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.